Alright, horror fans, buckle up because today I've got some spine-chilling, true camping nightmares that will make you think twice before heading into the woods again. Let's dive into the first terrifying tale. In the remote wilderness of northeast Ohio, a lone camper settled into his third and final night beneath the stars. Awakened by the call of nature, he stepped out from his hammock and wandered about 10 feet away. That's when he noticed a headlamp flickering in the distance, roughly 80 to 100 feet away. For 10 tense minutes, he watched the mysterious figure stand up, sit down, and repeat. Feeling uneasy, he laced up his boots, grabbed his hatchet, and started circling to the right of his campsite. Determined to uncover the stranger's intentions, he had barely covered 50 yards when he spotted another headlamp, only 40 feet away, bobbing around aimlessly. Instinctively, he hit the ground, covering himself with leaves. The second figure came within 10 feet of his hiding spot, stopping to light a cigarette and finish his beer, carelessly tossing the can aside. Once the figure moved out of earshot, the camper stealthily advanced towards the first man. He got close enough to hear the beeping of incoming messages on the stranger's phone. Creeping even nearer, he saw the man's face illuminated by the screen's glow. Suddenly, the man stood up and headed straight for the camper's hammock. The camper stayed low, inching back towards his campsite. He froze as the sound of his tarp being torn to shreds pierced the silence. Flashlights flickered, and he could hear his mess kit being thrown around. Voices muttered, "He was just here." Crouched in the darkness, he watched helplessly as his flashlight moved further away, shrinking to a faint glimmer. At dawn, he returned to a scene of utter destruction. His hammock and tarp were slashed to ribbons, likely by a machete. His mess kit lay stomped and scattered, and his backpack, rain gear, and flashlight were gone. In the spot where the first figure had been, he found discarded chew pouches, 8 empty beer cans, and an empty lighter. Moving to where the second man had been, he discovered an empty bag that had remnants of a white powder, a scatter of cigarette butts, and a pile of human excrement with no toilet paper in sight. And now for our second true camping horror story. Imagine this, a group of friends setting up camp deep in the wilderness. They were miles away from civilization, surrounded by nothing but trees and the sounds of nature. As night fell, they gathered around the campfire, sharing stories and roasting marshmallows. But the peace was shattered when they heard a blood-curdling scream echoing through the forest. They brushed it off as a wild animal, but the screams grew closer and more human-like. Suddenly, one of the friends noticed a shadowy figure lurking in the distance, watching them. Panicking, they doused the fire and hid in their tents, hoping it would go away. But the figure didn't leave. It started circling their campsite, whispering their names in a raspy voice. Morning came, and the figure was gone, leaving only footprints around their tents. They packed up and left, vowing never to return. And to this day, they still wonder who or what was watching them that night. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true terrifying tales. And the next time you go camping, don't forget, you're not alone.